The morning sun had barely crested over the Spencer Clifftop estate when Luna Nozawa stood in the guest house doorway, arms folded, resolve hardening like stone. For days she'd been circling the same nightmare. The truth. Her truth, the truth her mother feared, the truth the Forresters weren't prepared for. Someone was the father of her baby, and Luna had decided today she would get her answer. She would make sure of it. Across the property, Bill Spencer's home buzzed with the hum of breakfast chatter and simmering undercurrents. Katie had stayed late the night before to help Will settle in after another whirlwind week at school, and though the boy was older now, taller, sharper, undeniably Spencer, he still carried that spark of mischief and entitlement that made him both charming and dangerous. But it wasn't Will's behavior Katie worried about. It was Electra, the girl he'd been inseparable from since summer. A teenage dream with a dangerous streak, a trust fund with legs, and a smile that made trouble look glamorous. Will thought he was in love. Electra thought she was untouchable. By lunchtime, both would be wrong. Luna's mission. Luna paced the living room of the beach house, one hand on her stomach as if steadying both herself and the tiny life inside her. Her mother Poppy had pleaded with her not to stir the pot, that the past was better left alone, especially when the past involved tangled memories, a spiked drink, and consequences that could unravel entire families. But Luna refused to raise her child in the shadow of uncertainty. She tried the calm, rational route. She tried honoring her mother's fear. None of it changed the fact that every kick reminded her there were two possibilities, and one of them would explode the Forrester family tree like a stick of dynamite. RJ or Zend? Her heart screamed for one answer. Her mind whispered the other. Today, she'd corner one, maybe both, and force the conversation that everyone else tiptoed around. She checked her phone. RJ hadn't replied to her last message, which made her nerves buzz even louder. Good, she thought, then he won't see me coming. Will and Electra, cracks in paradise. At the Spencer mansion, Will and Electra lounged by the pool, acting every bit the golden couple. His arms slung around her waist, her head on his shoulder, both wearing mirrored sunglasses like royalty surveying their kingdom. But beneath Electra's smile simmered a tension she couldn't mask. She'd overheard Bill on the phone earlier that morning, something about limits, boundaries, and not letting this get out of control. His tone was unmistakable, and Katie had given her one of those soft, polite smiles that women use right before they destroy your life. Electra wasn't afraid of Bill Spencer. But Katie Logan, that woman could dismantle you with a raised eyebrow. Is everything okay? Will asked, picking up on her shift in energy. Yeah, totally, Electra lied breezily, brushing her hair back. Just tired, late night. You didn't answer my texts after 10. Everything cool at home? Electra hesitated. Her home life wasn't something she discussed. Not with Will, not with anyone. Secrets were oxygen to her, dangerous to others, but necessary to her survival. Will tilted her chin up gently. You can tell me anything. That was when she cracked a little. Not much, just enough for the sparkle to dim behind her eyes. We may be in a bubble, she thought, but it's thinning. Showdown at Forrester Creations. Meanwhile, Luna marched through the Forrester Creations corridor in a storm of determination. Employees scattered. Interns vanished. Even Ridge paused mid-sentence when she passed his office. She didn't stop. She found RJ in the design office, sketching quietly, headphones in, unaware that his life was about to twist on its axis. RJ. He looked up startled. Luna, hey, what's wrong? We need to talk. His face softened into concern, but she didn't let him speak. It's about the baby, she said. RJ swallowed. Okay. Luna continued, each word faster than the last. I need clarity, I need honesty, and if we can't get that without involving Zend too, then I'm calling both of you into a room right now. RJ's pencil rolled off the table. You want a meeting? He asked, incredulous. I want the truth. RJ ran a hand through his hair. Luna, we agreed. No, she interrupted. You agreed to avoid this conversation. I didn't. She turned toward the door, ready to drag Zend in by the collar if she had to. But RJ grabbed her arm gently. Luna, please, just breathe. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you want to do, let's just slow down. She pulled away. I'm done slowing down. Katie confronts Electra. Back at the Spencer poolside, Katie approached the pair with a calm smile that made the temperature drop 10 degrees. Electra, mind giving me a moment alone with my son? Electra stiffened but stood, forcing a polite facade. Sure, of course. Will frowned. Mom. Katie didn't take her eyes off Electra until she disappeared around the corner. Only then did she turn to Will. We need to talk, she said softly. About what? About your girlfriend. Will bristled. Mom, don't start. She's hiding something, sweetheart. So everyone keeps saying. Katie sat beside him, smoothing a hand down his arm. I'm not telling you who you can or can't see, but something's off, and I don't want you getting hurt because her world is complicated. Will knew better than to dismiss his mother's instincts. They were rarely wrong. But he wasn't ready to let go, not yet. Luna's ambush begins. Luna found Zend in the showroom, adjusting one of his designs. He looked up, surprised, then wary. We need to talk, she said, fire blazing in her eyes. Now. Zend set his pen down slowly. I had a feeling this was coming. Good, Luna replied. Because I'm done pretending this isn't happening. The stakes are too high. He sighed. Luna. Do Luna me, she snapped. I'm calling a meeting with you and RJ today. We are not leaving that room until I get answers. Zend folded his arms. You think this is something we can just solve in a conference room? Yes, she shot back, because I'm done living in a fog of what-ifs. Before he could respond, her phone buzzed. A message from RJ. Fine, let's do it. Tell me where. Her heart pounded. Showtime. Bubble burst. At the Spencer estate, Electra stood alone in the hallway, listening. Will's voice rose. Katie's calm responses cut through. She couldn't hear every word, but she heard enough. Will, she's not like everyone says. Katie, I know she's not. That's what worries me. Electra felt the bubble burst not with a pop, but with a slow, devastating tear. She whispered to herself, they're going to make him choose. For the first time, she wasn't sure she'd win. A cliffhanger collision. Back at Forrester Creations, Luna stepped into the design office where RJ and Zend stood on opposite sides of the room, arms crossed, jaws set, eyes locked like rivals on a battlefield. She closed the door behind her. This ends today, she said. Silence. Tension crackled like electricity before a storm. Let's talk about who fathered my baby.